This is my infrared sauna. So this is infrared, near infrared, and light sauna. So when I turn this on, all right, you'll feel this.
This is a new one. I haven't seen this before.
Yeah, it's got a massage unit in it. So I just retrofitted it with these.
Oh,
I'm a little crazy. So it'll heat you up.
Yep.
One of the things I like about it, it actually blows cool air on your head. Remember, it's not really good to bake your brain. It's not good to freeze your brain. I see these guys sometimes on
doing
Instagram.
the straws underwater in the cold
straws
plunge.
and 37 degrees. Remember, your brain is this far inside the surface of your skull.
Yeah.
Right? To pay to heat and cool the body, I'll do a head dunk, at the end.
Okay.
But I don't like to stay submerged underwater in cold water for long periods of time. And I don't like to stay in super hot saunas for prolonged periods of time. I'll go 30 minutes in this thing, heat my body up, get it really hot, sweat like crazy in this thing.
This is actually a sauna?
Mm-hmm. It's hot. Oh, it'll get hot.
Oh,
it's devil in there.
So this one's different than the red light chamber.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Red light baddest. If I only had one piece of equipment, I'd probably just have red light or the PEMF mat.
How do you feel about a more affordable version, like the Mito red light panels?
That's got those in there too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
okay,
I'll show
cool.
those to you.
Cool,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, fraction of the cost.
Yeah, because we got to get into the cost for the people, because I'm sure everyone's going to want to do this stuff.
Yeah, let's also not forget that what we did this morning was
it's free.
Red light, yeah, it's free. So I always like to say, what can you do for free? Right. If you don't want to spring for a PEMF mat, take your shoes off, contact the surface of the earth.
Sure.
Right. If you want to make it convenient, you buy a PEMF mat.
Yeah.
But touching the surface of the earth will cost you nothing.
So PMF is the same as grounded, basically.
PEMF is the same as grounding. Wow. Lighting and grounding.
Okay.
Same thing.
Perfect.
And then if you don't want to get a hypermax oxygen system, do the breath work that we just did. And then if you don't want to get a red light bed, get your shirt off and expose your skin to direct sunlight. This is our cold plunge, partnered with a company called Edge Theory Labs. Basically, this motor, it has an ozone filter in it. So it uses ozone gas to filter this water. That water is 6 months old, but this water is crystal clear. I don't put chemicals in it. I don't put, chlorines or bromides or anything like that. I keep it 48 to 50 degrees, and I do 3 minutes minimum, 6 minutes maximum. There's not a lot of evidence that colder is better. And then at the very end, we'll just dunk our head and pop out. So we're going to do 3 minutes. So before I get in, I do a quick breathwork routine. I do 4 really steep inhales like this. Wow. And on that last one, I'll breathe all the way in. Then I'll right down in here, and I'll sit here for 3 minutes. As you know, when I got in here, the first thing that happened was I had a peripheral vasospasm, right? So the arteries out of all of my peripheral, my legs, my feet, my thighs, my forearms, my biceps, they all clamped down to try to pull that blood into my core and basically save my life. So it's pulling the blood into the core and pushing it up to your brain. So right now, all that clamped down blood is going right to my liver, my lungs, my pancreas, my kidneys, and right up to my brain.
Wow.
And then the second thing that it does is it activates something called brown fat. Brown fat is your thermostat, right? It helps increase your body temperature, right? So when I get in here and the body panics, as soon as I get out, I've got to warm back up. So as my body's warming back up, it's warming up by utilizing something called brown fat. The other thing it's doing is my liver right now is releasing something called a cold shock protein. These are reserved proteins. They're found in your liver. Your liver will dump them into the bloodstream when you go in cold water. And when they hit the bloodstream, they scour the blood of free radical oxidation, and they quadruple the rate of protein synthesis, which is muscle repair. We used to think that putting athletes in cold water after exercise was beneficial. We now know that doing it before exercise is the way to do it, right?
Correct.
Because if you think of what the body's doing naturally, right? If you do a big squat workout, what does your body do? As soon as you're done tearing all that muscle, it's going to send more blood flow to that muscle, more proteins, more oxygen, right? Yeah. It's going to get all the byproducts, the creatinine out of the muscle. The last thing you want to do is shut that down. Yeah. Right? You don't want to strip all that oxygen and all those amino acids out of the muscle. So like right now, for example, I can't feel the water anymore. Right? Yeah. Gone now. Yeah. So now you could theoretically stay in here a lot longer, right? So we're going to go to about the 3 minute mark, and I'm going to dunk and get out. Cold shock proteins, peripheral vasospasm, get the blood to the core, the blood to the brain, activate that brown fat. Dude, you cannot be in a bad mood getting out of cold.
Talk about that real quick, because I've heard that your dopamine levels actually increased by 250% throughout the day after this.
That's right. Wow. So, and dopamine is the main driver of behavior. Serotonin is the main driver of mood. So they're endorphins, right? So if you want to get natural endorphins, then you get yourself in cold water. You skyrocket the level of dopamine, right? You'll have no cravings, nicotine, alcohol, no other kind of cravings, because when we create things like alcohol or nicotine or other kinds of promiscuous behavior, all of these things that actually lead to addictive tendencies, this is a deficiency in dopamine. We're actually searching for dopamine. Most addicts are not actually waking up in the morning going, I want to get really banged up. They're waking up in the morning going, I want to feel normal. Wow. It's a dopamine deficiency.
Yep.
So you can get a natural flood of dopamine just by getting.
So you like front run your dopamine,
yeah,
and then you're good for the rest of the day.
You're good for the rest of the day, dude. No matter what happens to you today, it's just going to roll right off your back.
I love it. Everything's easier after this shit.
Yeah. I'm going to dunk to get what's called the pineal gland.
Okay.
So I'm just going to hold my nose and go under. That is amazing, man.
Let's go.
You what, you cannot be in a bad mood getting out of here.
You look pumped up.
50 degrees, 3 minutes minimum, 6 minutes maximum. I like to do that. It's not such a shock, especially for people that might have heart condition, be a little bit more fragile. Remember, once you get that vasospasm, colder is not going to make it spasm any tighter. Once it's clamped down, it doesn't clamp any tighter the colder the water gets. There's not a real benefit to going colder, except for the time frame. You save a little bit of time. How amazing is that?